Welcome back to another edition of Most Man. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartMedia. You can find us on all those. Soonly coming Rumble. Website is themostmen.com. Info at themostmen.com is the email if you want to reach out to us. So, a Most Man. You need to get your man card. Get your man card. Get your balls back. Get your 12-step program on how to maintain, retain, and all sorts of cool swag coming up. But the purpose of Most Men is building better men and bringing unhappy men out of a rut and a hole. So we want to bring you back. Get your balls back. Get your man card. Let's do it. Man, life is moving fast, brother.
Yeah. Glad to be part of it.
Yeah. Okay. So, you got anything hot on the top of your mind you want to get off the chest?
No, we kind of had a little brief list, and I'm excited to get into it.
Okay. So, first topic. Why it's hard to be a man. Why is it hard? Hang on. How did I write this down? What is so hard about being a man? You know what I mean? Like it's hard to be a man. It takes work. It takes self-inventory. It takes discipline. It takes all sorts of stuff for you to be
a good man.
Yeah. Yeah, but why is it so? That's my question: is why is it so hard? I mean, we don't. It's not that we're going to come up with the answer, but it's just in theory.
What's the obstacles and how to get around them?
Yeah, yeah. It's hard. It's hard to be a man, man.
There's more obstacles now than there used to be. I mean, you got to watch what you say. You got to watch who you say it to. You're not free. You're not as free as you used to be.
You're sexist.
There's too many people attacking everybody from too many angles, and so your ass is always hanging out there for somebody to take a piece of it.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in life, like as a young man, when you're growing up, you look up to your dad or your grandpa, and you saw like real men, those,
or an uncle or somebody that was like a cut above the rest, that you're like that dude,
that's a man.
That dude's got it going on.
Yeah, I want some of that. I want some of that. Yeah, but what I'm getting at is that it's hard to become a man. It just is, as a man in general it's what I think. What my thought process when I wrote this down was. We have a lot of responsibility as a man. Not just when we're younger, okay? When we're younger, we're just kind of wild and free and crazy, and whatever happens, happens. But when it's time to get serious, when it's time to get shit going, okay? Like, you kind of can't fuck it up.
You talking about like moving out on your own kind of thing?
No, I'm talking about
running your own house.
Well, I'm talking about all of that, but in general is what I'm saying is what's expected of men from your family, from women. Women expect a strong man, strong, confident, all of that, good man, stable. They're looking for stability. Okay, so that's our part, is we have to have the stability.
But see, it's kind of like a family unit kind of thing, because you could have, say you got two neighbors down the street from each other, and the family unit's kind of the same. They got three sisters and two dudes, 5 siblings, mother and father are at home. Well, if one of those families was nose at a grindstone, I don't want to say conservative, but just more structured.
Right.
And so they expect a certain amount out of their son to not be a jackass, or, conduct himself in a certain way. And don't be throwing F-bombs in church and, yada, yada, yada. Well, the same kid in the other family, he could be kind of a real jackass, but that's the family standard over there because their whole family, everybody else in their family, their cousins, and
they're all wrecks.
They're all wrecks. So he's the least wreck. So he kind of sticks out as being kosher, where if you transplanted him into the other family, they'd be like, son, we got to talk, man. What you do is unacceptable. How you conduct yourself is unacceptable. So it's kind of a weird parallel thing because we're looking at it like society judges everybody the same, where the family unit kind of judges, so if you're coming from a harsher family, you're probably going to toe the line a little bit better.
And you're more polished.
Yeah.
You're more polished.
Yeah.
Because the expectation's always been there. Because if you have a real man, it's like,
so if you grew up in a train wreck family and then you go to a work setting and all of a sudden you're expected to act a certain way because there's, the structure, but you've never really had it before because, you've always been the best of the idiots. So you're like, why do I gotta up my game? I'm good. What's going on in the world and in society or whatever, it's in that workplace. You stick out like a sore thumb in the wrong direction.
Never thought about it like that.
That's what we're here for. Boom.
Yeah. Bam. Another Timmy fucking in your face. Okay, but what was going on in my mind is and it'll segue into some of this other stuff we're going to talk about is when you're younger, women come and go. Like it's easy to get a girlfriend. Well, that's going to get into what we're getting into here too, but it's not, well, I take that back. For a lot of guys, it's not that easy to get a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like it, and that's going to get into what we're talking about here. And also
that's where you got to be on the same page. Cause if the guy's like real serious and the girl's not because, oh yeah, I
want to enjoy my college years and all this, that, and the other. And
then the dude's crushed.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. It can happen.
Well, this friend of mine that I'm talking to, and we're just friends. I mean, but she was my first, I had my first love, high school sweetheart. I don't even know if we were in love. I treated her like shit. She was crazy, but at the same time, she was really sweet and very nice and just put up with all my she just put up with all my bullshit. Okay. And I loved her. I did. Every time we'd break up, I'd be like, man, kind of fucked that one up. She was good to me, But the second one was the one that I'm talking about now is I met her at work. And I don't want to dive off into her, but I'm just saying hot. I mean, not just hot, pretty, smart. I'm talking, this girl is fucking smart. I'm talking like how me and you talk. That's how me and her talk. Like she can hold a conversation like how me and you hold a conversation. And I had this conversation with this realtor that I talked to yesterday too. Okay. There's a lot of women out there that they're up there, man. They can hang. Mentally is what I'm talking about. A lot of them that can't. But I don't want to lose track of what I was saying. But when you're becoming a man, and that's what was happening to me, was I was starting my business. I wanted to prove to the world that I could do it. I wanted to prove to her that I could do it. I wanted her, and I did everything that no other guy was doing. I mean, at that age, no other dude had a guy had. Well, I had a couple of friends that had their own businesses. That's how we all started. We all started together, and we learned off each other, and then we just all were like, "Hey, man, well, these two guys over here are brothers, and we're just friends, and they're going to stick together, so we need to split off and go our own way, right?" So, But I did all this stuff. And it wasn't that she didn't want me. Like, we had all sorts of fun.
And how old were you when this is going on?
20.
To put it all in context.
21, 22, 23. Yeah.
See, some people, that's marrying age, and other people, it's like, oh, that's way too, so there you go again with the plan.
Well, but I had my shit together, though. You know what I mean, though? And it wasn't that I was looking to get married. That's not what I was saying. It's that she was 2 years younger than me, or maybe even 3. So she was in a totally different, I'm ready to it wasn't that I was looking to get married. I wasn't just going to get married to get married. It had to be right. But she was just stepping into her college years, and that's when I was like, man, I remember the first time I talked to her, I was like, man, you get it. Like, you get it. Not many people, it's hard to find a woman that gets it. Like how me and you talk, and it understands, and it clicks, and it makes sense. She's the same way. And it's hard to find that, dude. So when I found it, I was just like, gotta have it. But what I'm getting at is that, dude, I fucking busted my ass to do everything to be that man, right? That she'd be like, that's the guy that I want to. But at the same time, she didn't break my heart. I was just disappointed because we were just in two different places. But that's what I'm saying about how hard it is to be a man. You're out there doing your dead best to do everything right, to set up your first part of your life, whatever relationship. Because most men out there, young men, if you don't have your shit together, you're not going to attract. You're going to attract shit. If you don't have your shit together, you're going to attract shit. You're going to attract shitty partners. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. It's hard to get to that stature. It's hard to get there young. But that's when all this shit's happening. You know what I mean? Like your girlfriends or you're dating or you're whatever, and then all of a sudden I want to get married and all this. Well, we have an obligation. That's our job as men, right? Take care, provide, protect, everything that a man's supposed to do, right? Be solid, be dependable, be everything that we're supposed to be, which all that's a big checklist for a guy. Girls don't have to have that. They don't. We do. So that's my point about this, is how hard it really is to be all that.
Well, and you can't fake that either.
No, you can't.
Because if you do, you're lying to yourself. And then after a while, you get in the middle of it, and you're like, man, what did I do all of this for? But you weren't really being you. You were
doing it for somebody else.
You were playing a role, as opposed to, this is how I am, so I don't have to worry about what I think about stuff. What I think about stuff comes right out of my mouth. Like, there's politicians, I think, and then they go,
cucumbers are green.
No, they don't even know what the hell they think. I think, and then I got to stop and think of what they think. I don't even say I think that. I just freaking go. I mean, you know what? When I'm done talking, you'll go, I guess that's what he thought. I don't have to say this is what I think. Just say what the hell you think.
Right.
Everybody's smart enough to figure out you're saying what you think.
No, but that's a dead-on point that you just made, that young man, he just nailed it on the fucking head, okay? Don't play a role for somebody else. That's going on a
But it's all true.
This is why Tim's here. He's going to fucking be our T-shirt slogan guy.
You know, because when you get drunk and then you know.
Stop before I forget. Say that again. Okay. Don't play a role.
Yeah, you just can't play a role for someone else or lie to yourself about what role you're playing, or, just.
Don't play a role.
Yeah, if you're a man, you don't play a man. You just
If
be a
there you
man.
go, there you go. There you go. If you're a man,
You don't have to play.
you're a man. Be a man.
You know, your action, it'll surface on
And-
its own.
Exactly. Organically. Is that blowing cold air?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just pointed straight up, I think.
There you go.
Yeah.
All this man talk got him hot over
My
there.
balls are sweating over here. Okay. Don't play a role to impress.
Yeah, and if you're lying to yourself, you'll know you're lying to yourself.
Right.
But
you're
but
just lying.
but sometimes you want something so bad, or it's like, well, this is the means to the end, or this is what I got to do. But man, if you know, maybe when you're younger and you're trying to figure out who you are or something, you know, it's harder to know. You know, if you're just trying to, you know, you're trying to date some girl and you ain't got no intention of marrying her. I'm sure people stretch the truth, or they act a certain way in that. But, you know, if you're in a long-term relationship or getting into a relationship, you just got to be yourself. Because if you fake your way through that beginning to get it further down the road.
Oh, what a hard can that would be to kick forever.
Yeah, I mean, then
Jesus.
You either got to live with the persona that you created, or when you revert to what, like, you're tired because, like, man, I just can't do this anymore. I got to be, you know, I don't want to go antiquing on Sunday. I want to go play golf.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you know, you're a maggot for going and playing golf every Sunday. You don't love me anymore because you go play golf. You know, you got to be careful of how that gets perceived. But see, if you're just, hey, we'll go antiquing on Thursday, I'm playing golf on Sunday. I'll go antiquing on Tuesday and Thursday, but I'm playing golf on Sunday. You just got to,
yeah,
whatever the deal is, but it just can't be, it's kind of like a piece of steel under strain or something. You know, it's wanting to spring back to where it wants to go, but eventually it'll just bend in that frickin' position, and then you just got a bent piece of steel.
And then you're a most man. Most men are bent pieces of steel. Jesus Christ, Tim's on a roll.
Yeah, a bent piece of steel that's never going to bounce back.
Yeah, most men.
You know, maybe it got heated up and limped over there, and
most men are bent pieces.
You know, or you know, you can bend steel two ways, I guess. You know, like hit it with a sledgehammer in one big violent blast, or you heat it up over time. Or I guess you could put something real heavy on it and just slowly over, you know, years it kind of, you don't want to be any of that. You want to be the...
Yeah, but you can, if you get, most men out there, if you get hot, if you heat yourself back up, get to the gym, get your man card, get your man kit, get your balls back, get your 12-step recovery, got to maintain, retain. We can heat you back up and bend you back right.
Yeah,
but we'll bend you straight again.
Turn you over and run over with the car. I mean, there's ways to bend it back where it needs to go. But it takes a lot of effort.
It takes heat. It takes work.
And you can hurt yourself if you don't do it right, too.
Yeah, it takes work.
Beat on it with a sledgehammer in the other direction.
Heat's energy. That's work.
But you got to hold it, too. You can't just go hitting a piece of steel if it's not held on the other end. All you're doing is knocking it across the yard. You got to hold it down and hit it. Yeah, there's processes that have to go on.
No, I think that was good. I mean, but that's what I just wanted to touch on is that it's hard to be a man. But if you're a good man and you follow it's just like, man, that's why I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep worth a shit last night. I had some decent sleep the other, but like I cut out. I just didn't drink. So when I don't drink, I don't sleep well. So I put me a workout mat next to my bed, and if I can't fall asleep, I get down and start doing push-ups.
Oh, that's good. Get the heart rate going. That'll knock you right out.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, you got to do something to make you tired. You can't just lay there and feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with, like, I was having this conversation with her. I was like, you know, not drinking is not a big deal for me. I'm a good Irishman. I like my beer, but it's not easy. It's not hard for me to quit or just not do it. It's just I don't sleep worth a fuck. I mean, I'll stay up all night long. And I think that's just because my body's used to the sugar and the you know what I mean? It's used to the process. And when you take it away, it's like, boing, you know.
I'm kind of the opposite. If I just drink a few beers, I'll go to bed at whatever, 11 o'clock. I'll wake up at 2 just wide awake. I mean, absolutely wide awake. But if I didn't drink anything, I'll sleep through the night or, get up once to piss or something. But the opposite is true for me.
That's crazy, man.
Just how the body works, I guess.
Well, it's just crazy that how our brains work different.
But I'm also 60 years old, so maybe that's got something to do with it as opposed to being 45. I don't know.
No, my problem is shutting the brain off. If I don't have some alcohol in my system, dude, I will race. My brain will just race.
Well, you need some white noise. Well, like if I get up to piss at 3 a.m. or something, I will intentionally not think about anything. Like a job that's going on or, something I've been grinding on. Oh, it'll pop in my head, I'll be screwed because when I'm working through the problem and and there's nothing you can really do about it. Oh, I need to call them in the morning. I need to check that measurement, and then you're just driving yourself nuts.
Yeah.
So you got to intentionally not think about anything, which is easier said than done, or just think about some mundane shit that matters to nothing,
Wim Hof.
Just something, maybe like the white noise in the background or something, or, get something else you can concentrate on that's not work related or financial or, important shit that, that you should think about, but that ain't the time to think about it.
Well, I think about this and how I'm going to grow it. That's what I think about. This is a 24. This is like every other, like the businesses that were successful. All of my businesses that were successful, it was a 24/7 thought process. It never shut off. I had before we get lost into this, but I listened to this guy the other day. Listen to this shit. This will put it into perspective. Okay, what I just said about 24/7. Okay, I can't remember but I just remember what he said was so powerful. I was like, shit, that is fucking. He goes, everybody else has a 7-day work week. I have a 21-day work week.
Is it an 8-hour shift?
Yeah. He's like, for 8 hours I do this. For 8 hours I do that. But there's sleep in there. Okay, obviously. Right, but think about that. If you planned your day, and you don't have to do the 8-hour thing, but he may not have said 8 hours. It may have been 6. I work 3 6-hour days a day. Because that would leave you with what? That's
6 hours to sleep.
6 hours of sleep, yeah. I think that's what it was, 6. It was 6. I worked 3 6-hour days every day. Think about that. And there's several ways that you can say that. And I've heard it from several different people. But that's how I've always been on the companies that I really want to go. Like I feel it. I feel that now.
Yeah, it was going that way.
Yeah. I was like, it's a little warm in here. But, well, we did have the door wide open too. But anyway, but going back to the how hard it is to be a man. Look, guys, out there, we get it. I get it. Tim gets it. It's hard. It's hard. It is hard. But you nailed on that God bless America if you did not hit on a money shot there about playing the role. You got to be yourself. And if you're a hard-working, honest guy, just be that. There's women out there that want that.
Well, like politicians, too, this cracks me up. They're like, oh, well, this is a hard decision. They're saying it's a hard decision so that way the half of the people they're pissing off, they can defend themselves by going, man, really. But if you're a man and you have convictions and, morals and this, and a situation dumps on your lap, 9 times out of 10, it's not a hard decision.
No.
It may piss people off and you may not like doing it, but it's like, that's what I got to do. I mean, this is a no-brainer for me to be consistent, because last week I did this, I had a similar decision and I made this, you just can't make up how to deal with a situation based on the situation because you're trying to manipulate the outcome. The outcome is either right or wrong. It's either left or right. It's either I do this, here's why I do this. I'm not doing that because, well, I'd have to lie to do that. I don't lie, so that's not an option. So you just eliminate options because of, if you're a man and you stand for whatever you stand for, then a lot of the decisions aren't even decisions. They're just, I don't have an option to do anything else. I got to do this because
this is it.
This is how I was raised. This is how I believe. This is what I think. It can't be, I don't lie, cheat, or steal unless there's enough money involved. Well, that doesn't work that way.
No.
You either lie, cheat, and steal. You're either a liar, you're a cheat and a thief, or you're not.
Right. And that my dad's story that we always have gone back to. And you're the one that came up with this. And I remember the fucking day it happened. I was like, okay, so me and Tim were at his lake house. And whatever it is, beer's cheaper there or whatever. And he used to always load up before we came back. And he walked out to the car, and I was sitting there going, well, why did you give a damn if beer's $2 a case cheaper or whatever it was? I don't know what it was, but it was something. I was just like, all right, whatever. He's a miser. Nothing wrong with that. Tim came out to the car, and what was it? Did they give you a 20 too much, or did you not pay? They didn't charge you enough. It was one of the two. They either gave you too much money or they didn't charge you enough. And you realized it when you saw your change. You were like, hold on a second here. I owe them $20. And I looked over, because nobody does that. That's rare.
Yeah, I think it was 10. No,
it was 20.
Was it?
It was 20. I remember it. No, this is fucking burned in my brain. Okay.
So I marched back in there.
Huh?
I
marched
back in there and fucking made it right.
Yeah. And I, when he came back out, I was like, well, you didn't have to do that. He said, you know what? If I didn't go do that, I'd get a fucking $20 flat tire tomorrow, or
my transmission would fall out.
Something fucking would happen, or
way worse. Way worse.
Or we'd get pulled over on the way home. Just something was gonna. There's no give and take. Picture. I don't know how long it's been, but anyway.
Especially when I'm sitting in front of the place and I know it's not right. And then what? Somebody in there making $15 an hour is going to have to take it out of their pocket and make the pot right, or get accused of stealing $20, and just the ramifications of that on down the line would have just been catastrophic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just nip it in the bud and be done with it.
Right. But I was so impressed. I was like, all right, this is a real guy, man. Like, that's not that we weren't friends before that, but that was a turning point where I was like, this is a solid dude. That meant something. I was like, that's fucking solid. $20. Exactly. Because do you know how many times in my business that money did? No.
It's amazing how people can justify shit in their head, you know.
My old secretary one time, she came in and brought me like $15,000 cash because I was in the concrete business and those Hispanic guys pay cash. And it could multiply from several different jobs, right? And she handed it to me and she's like, "Here's $15,500." So I'm going off and it's $15,400. And I'm like, somebody's getting fucked. You know, somebody's getting fucked here. So I'm going to say something. And it wasn't, I could have just shut my mouth and be like, I mean, because would you rather have 15,400 or 100 and not have a secretary? Right? Which she did a badass job. All these bills were perfectly straight. I'll never forget this day. These bills were perfectly straight. All in, you know, they were all. And all of a sudden, she comes back with a folded $100 bill, and she said, "I forgot this one." And I was like, "You dumb fucking bitch." You know, she had it in her fucking back pocket. And when I said something, she's like, "Oh, I found this in my desk." It's folded, you stupid fucking idiot.
Jesus.
Yeah.
At least get a fresh one, straighten it back out.
Yeah, God. Well, she didn't have two of them to rub together anyway. So, we kind of got off topic there, but it doesn't matter.
Well, no, it was talking about being honest, and that way you don't have to make decisions about, do I skim 100 or do I not take the 20 back?
Well, that's okay.
The decision's made for you.
That's right. That's how you don't have to make your manhood be harder. Just be honest and do the right thing. And when you fuck up, take it on the chin. And that's it. Or when you fuck up, make it right. That's it.
Because it's a karma thing. Is if it's almost like if you're in a casino. And not that you could, but you cheat the casino out of $20, you're going to lose your ass. I mean, it's just coming. It's like this big cloud comes over you. You can't see it, but it's there. And, you know, it's like, oh, God, is this guy this stupid to poke the bear, you know?
No, so I'll finish the story about my dad, and then we'll move on to the next topic. Okay, speaking on what we were talking about. So Tim gave me that whole speech and all this, that, and that, and it wasn't even like 3 weeks later. Me and my dad we're building our shop. We bought some land and built a shop and all that. And he's an electrician, so he goes to Home Depot and buys the breaker panel and all the breakers and all the. Well, he didn't get all the breakers, but he got the panel and all the wire and just a bunch of different shit. Well, they forgot to charge him for the panel, the breaker panel, and it was $189 and 68 cents or something like. But it was I remember $189. And he gets back, and I was like, "Well, shit, man, this fucking because he had to give me all the receipts." And I was like, "Dude, you got all that for this?" He's like, "Fuck yeah, man, they didn't charge me for the breaker panel." And I was like, "Well, you need to drive back up there and pay for it, man." "Nah, hell no. How much money have we spent with Home Depot over this build? You know, we've spent $100,000. And I'm like, "It doesn't matter. It's a fucking breaker panel. It's not a Sawzall blade. It's not a 69-cent item here. It's a fucking $200 item or a $189 item." "Ah, fuck that, man. They're a huge corporation, blah, 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 you know." And I'm like, "Dude, do it." And the next morning.
And he didn't do it.
He didn't do it. And I told him, I said, "Okay." The next morning, I remember him getting in his truck and going to start it. And it was just like, donk. Donk. And he was like, fuck. And I was like, yeah. So I towed him up to the mechanic shop. And they're like, yeah, your starter's out. He was like, well, what's that gonna set me back? 192.65.
And Mark called me that same day, and he said, "You ain't gonna believe what happened." And he told me the story about the breaker panel and you know how much money we spent there, and I don't care. Go deal with it. Nah. And it didn't take but 12 hours.
No.
12 hours.
I remember seeing it, and I saw it on his face too. He was like, fuck. Fucked again.
I've seen it happen so many times in my life. I mean, many, many times to many, many people. It's not a random thing. It's unbelievable how it's almost like you could set your clock by it. Go do something stupid and just see how long it takes for something stupid to happen to you. It comes quick.
Yeah. No,
I'm afraid of it.
I am too. So
there, if you handle your shit right, then you eliminate a lot of decisions before you don't even have the opportunity to make a bad decision. It takes the bad decision right off the table. Now you can override, you can veto at your own peril, but I don't. I wouldn't. I have in the past as a younger man. That's where I learned
getting your teeth kicked in.
Yeah, if I take my head and bang it into the wall, it's going to hurt. After about the 12th time, it won't hurt this time. It hurts every time.
Yeah.
So I'm not willing to keep going to find the one time it doesn't hurt.
Okay, so the moral of the story is it's hard to be a man. But I think the moral of this is that if you just work hard, do the right thing, everything comes with it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Every business that I've ever had where I just put in the work, did the right thing, and there's always a hill to climb. You're never going to get there free. It ain't happening without some hard work. I mean, there's going to be some fucking trying times in there. And if you don't quit, as soon as you get over the hill, and here's my biggest thing that I've stuck by my whole life, is you work hard, you do the right thing, and the money just comes with it. You don't make it about the money. If you make it about the money, you're fucked.
Well, then you start making bad decisions because now your budget's driving your morals and shit.
That's right. You work hard, do the right thing, and the money comes with it. Okay, but there's a starve to the top of that hill. But once you get over, man, the money will run you over. You don't even have to worry about it. It doesn't show up. I'm just saying that it comes with the fruits of your labor.
But also what happens, you can't look at every individual transaction as a standalone thing. You got to look at, like, if your starter went out, well, what did I do wrong? It's like, well, no, it's the bigger picture. Maybe the starter, well, in that one, he deserved a starter, so let's use a different one, But if something bad happens to you, it isn't like, well, I must have done something bad for something bad to happen to me. No, it's an overall thing. Like, do you look at every hour? Was this a successful hour? How was my last hour? Was it successful or not? How was my last day? Was it successful? Was this a good week? Was this a good month? If you're going to have some setbacks, but it's a net gain thing. I mean, are you more successful? Do your successes overwhelm your drawbacks? And I mean, that's how you become successful, because nobody's going to go through this. Well, you're going to go a boxing match and not get hit? I mean, the goal is to win the fight. You're going to get hit, and it's going to hurt. But you gotta come out ahead at the end. You got to do what it takes to get to the end. So if you get some setbacks and some nasty setbacks, you can't give up. You can't say, well, this just ain't worth it, and I'm never going to get ahead, and the world's conspiring against me, and on and on. Because once you turn the momentum, and then the good shit starts flowing back to back instead of the bad stuff, you become greater than the sum of your parts. When I was a kid, I always wondered what the hell that meant. But if you really just take care of business, before you know it, you're doing way better than. You're like, I worked so hard and didn't come close to this for a long time, and now I'm not working as hard, and it's way better. It's kind of a weird thing, It's like somebody you're trying to climb a hill with a bicycle, and somebody cut the anvil off. You didn't know you were dragging an anvil. But if you work hard, eventually the anvil either gets smaller, it whittles down, or the rope breaks, and you're good to go. But you can't look at everything in its own little microcosm of, well, this was a bad break and woe is me. You just can't do it.
Nope. Cheers to that, brother. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay. Why is the suicide rate for men 3.5 times higher
than women?
Or just in general. There's only men and women, except for you.
And other shows, maybe.
Yeah.
And here we'll just go with this one.
Yeah. My thoughts is it's because how hard it is to be a man. And if you fail.
Maybe men are more impulsive, too.
Oh, there's no doubt. Fuck, there's no doubt.
Yeah, suicide sounded like a good idea tonight, but in the morning, not so much. But yeah, I'd say men are more impulsive than women.
Well, there's no doubt about that. But at the same time, we're more.
There's probably like 3 or 4 different categories of this.
Yeah,
too.
well, no, but I'm just saying, I think, well, you pretty much nailed it with impulsive. I was going to be like, quick thinking and just like we make rash decisions. So impulsive just, it covers it. Okay, but what I'm saying is the reason why I bring this up, that's the reason why I brought this topic up. Okay, again, slowly but surely, my story will be complete, but I don't want to get on here and just like, oh my God, I lost everything and I did this and that. No, I don't want to be on here complaining to people, and I'm not looking for sympathy. Okay, I'm not. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. I can get myself back up, and I can move on. But I took a fucking huge hit with my business, money, marriage, family. All of it at once.
Yeah, it was coming from every angle.
It was catastrophic. Just fuck. And the people that were supposed to love me just fucking. It's not that they don't love me. They just didn't understand the enormity of what was going on and what I was going through. And all I wanted was just for them to have my back. That was it. I can dig myself out of my own hole. I don't need my family to. I don't need to come borrow money. I don't need to come. I can dig myself. I'm a big boy. I can handle this. Okay. That was a part of being in a big business. Big business comes big risk, and when the bigger you are, the harder you fall. And trust me, mine was like a $30 million fall. If you want to tally up everything that was involved, it was a $30 million fall. It wasn't fucking easy, and it wasn't cool, and it wasn't. It was rough, okay? But the reason I bring this up is because I did hit rock bottom. I hit a bottom that I never in my life thought that I would ever hit. And it stung so hard. And it was lonely. It was dark. It was Nobody, you could, I could even just, if I could even just walk up to somebody back then, I'm talking when I was going through it. If I could just say, hey, man, this is what I'm going through, people are like, yeah, man, I had a buddy of mine that went through that too, and, you'll get through it. You'll figure it out. It's like, God dang, dude, if you knew how bad this hurts. It hurts. So that's what I'm saying. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is to the people out there. I understand. I understand. I've been through it. And the reason why I bring this topic up is because when I was going through it, it was months. I'm telling you, Tim. I'm telling you, it was probably 3 or 4 months. You want me to trash that?
I got it.
Okay.
Give me another one.
Okay.
Sweet.
It was months that I stayed in bed all day long. I didn't even want to get out of bed. I didn't even want to know what the world had to offer. All I wanted was just, I was trying to think, how the fuck am I going to get out of this? Okay.
Well, see, were you trying to figure out how to get out of it, or were you figuring out how to get back where you were? See, because some people would go. I don't want to say most men, but some people.
No, you know.
Well, what you turned out. Let me throw this out and tell me if I'm wrong or not. What I've gathered out of this is, you're happy to be shed of a lot of that responsibility, the enormity of running that big of a operation. Now you can be more nimble and more relaxed and not have, papers, people giving you papers to sign. You don't even know what you're signing. Got to do this, got to do that. This is coming due. We buying new trucks. We'll trade those in. No, those got new tires on them. No, do this, that. Just now you're starting from scratch, but at least you can just carve your own trail.
Okay, but here was my problem, and me and you have talked about this personally. Okay, here was my problem: is I still did have some money left over. I had money. Because I wanted to make sure that all the mom and pops got paid. You know what I mean? Like the where we were located, if I didn't pay these people, I was willing to lose my fortune to make sure that they stayed alive, because that's the karma thing. That's the $20 thing,
Because you were losing it anyway, more or less.
Yeah, I could have pulled the chicken shit move of it, and it's not chicken shit to file bankruptcy, but I'm just saying I could have fucked a lot of really small businesses, because down there everybody's a mom and pop. There are no big corporations down there. Okay, so I did lose a lot of money making sure that they got their money. Okay, and it's because I believe in karma. So, but what my point is about this suicide thing is, I'll get back to what you're talking about. Well, real quick, I'll nail that real quick, and then I'm going to get to what I'm talking about. What Tim's talking about is that's what happened to me. Is I had some money left, and I dove off into businesses. We talked about it on the last podcast. I was in the coffee business. I was in the home services. I was just begging so bad to get back on the level of where I was, because that's what I was used to. But that fucked me so hard, and it's just exactly, I was trying to fulfill the role that I used to be.
But you had a new hand. You weren't playing the same cards.
I wasn't playing the same cards.
The deck got shuffled. There were different players at the table, and you were trying to play the game the way you used to play it, and
it wasn't going to work.
You were pushing a rope. You can't push a rope.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what he's talking about, and that is so important.
But see, that I was tying it back into the suicide thing, because if at that point you would have just said, "Look, I'm going to go small, nimble, and happy," you'd have saved yourself a lot of grief.
Oh, fuck.
But you jump back in like
in the fire.
I'm going to come kick some ass and take names, and you were just spinning your wheels.
Well, I forgot what it took to kick ass and take names, which is hard work, pushing a huge boulder up the hill. That is what makes success. Do you remember that old commercial, that TV commercial, that guy pushing the big rock up the hill?
Yeah, he's like a caveman or something.
Like, yeah.
I do.
Was it an insurance commercial?
That's exactly what I was going to say it was.
Yeah. But my point about this is that I was in such a dark place that I understood. I understood why when our soldiers come back, like I'm having a brain freeze, but what's PTSD? PTSD is real. When you have a very traumatic, dramatic occurrence happen in your life, and mine's just money. These guys are seeing death and all sorts of morbid shit that. But
and then they come back with no money.
They come back with no money, and nobody gives a fuck about. Oh, okay. Well, we just got our McDonald's today, so everything's fine. We don't give a fuck what you were fighting for, even though we're enjoying everything that you fought for. You know, that's how those soldiers feel. They feel, it's like, okay, well, everything that I fought for, I come back and I look, and it's like, this is what I'm fighting for.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they think about suicide? But here's the thing: is that I understand because I got into a very, very, very dark place, very dark, and I was like, this is why people commit suicide. It'd be easier. I'm not going to do it because I'm scared of dying. I'm not scared of dying, but I would never think about putting a gun to my head. Ever.
No.
Ever. Like there's so many ways out. I mean, there's so many ways out. I've been dead fucking broke before. I know how to fucking figure things out. But I'm just saying, people that have no hope, when there's no hope, and I didn't have any hope. There was no hope, and there was no light at the end of the tunnel. I couldn't see shit. And everybody around me was just like, you know,
It'll be better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Take an aspirin.
Refrigerator's not working again. We need a new refrigerator. We fucking broke that, so you got money. We need a new refrigerator. And it's just it's rough, man. And there's real people that are going through real shit out there that don't have many options. I mean, hell, I'm there right now. It's because of what happened between me and my family. It's just like today. That truck that I went and bought, I was worried to death yesterday. I was like, well, how the fuck am I going to get over there? I don't have anybody to call. There's nobody to call to take me. Thank God I figured out how the Uber app works and got a driver scheduled to come pick me up. But normally there's no Ubers out here. This isn't the city, you know? So, you know, there's a lot of people that they don't have nobody. So, but that's what the men's club is about. That's what most men is about. We are here. We are building programs as we speak. But here's what I'm saying. When I say we're building on this, I don't want to keep building up this build up. Look, I've got to sell my house to make a shit ton of money to where I can dump in the money that I need to dump into this thing. Okay? But that's the whole point of this company. Is the people that are out there hurting, they got a place to go. And they're going to have a place to come. And they're going to have brothers. And we're going to help. Okay? And we're going to figure out programs. Because the struggle is real. I had a lot of money. And I lost fucking everything. Everything. But it's not over. I know it's not over.
And you can be happy with a whole lot less.
No, and Tim, I'm telling you, it's like we talked about this. So obviously, I'm wearing the same shirt. Tim's wearing the same shirt. We had a podcast just a minute ago. It's just going to be 1 week apart. But on the last podcast, we talked about, me finally going back to church and but what I'm telling you is that no. I remember when I sold the company and made all that money. I was like, this is it. This is it. Like, this is what I fucking broke my back for all these years.
A big fat bank account.
But here's the thing. It doesn't matter. My kids still treat me the same. My wife treats me the same. My family treats me the same. The world treats me the same. But
nobody knows how much money you got out there. Go to a bar, a golf course, a concert hall, or whatever. Meet somebody, total stranger, bullshit with them, drink a beer. Most people, they don't give a shit if you got $1 million or $20.
No, they don't.
They don't. They may never even see you again. You may have the greatest time, have a blast with somebody it's over some night, and then, man, I do it all the time, to be honest with you. The next day, it was like, yeah, that dude was a blast. I'll never see him again. I don't know who the hell they were.
Yeah.
It's beautiful stuff. But
what my point is that I'm not looking to rescue anybody, but I am looking to rescue people. I'm not saying that in vain. I'm just saying that
you're just trying to take the edge off of some.
We want to help. I want to help. I want to help men. I want to help men because going through what I went through was a huge, huge endeavor. And if I didn't have the spine that I have, I don't know if I'd have made it through. If it was somebody else, is what I'm getting at. It was hard. I mean, hard. And it took a lot of very, very critical thinking and I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy in the world, but I'm pretty fucking sharp. I know I am.
And you're pretty hard-headed too, so, I'm
going to make it through.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Put your head down and go.
Yeah. I mean, so what I'm getting at is that and we probably should have talked on this before we talked about suicide. But the reason why suicide rate is 3.5 times higher for men than women is because it's harder to be a man. It just is. We have a lot to bear.
Well, it's kind of a weird dynamic because a guy could kill himself because, he let his family down, whatever, he lost his job, he gambled away all the money, or, drug use, or all of a sudden he realizes he's not taking care of his family, so he kills himself. Like, well, that's kind of a bass-ackwards deal there, where, how are you taking care of your family now? But they feel more disappointed in themselves that they didn't handle up on
and I'm not going to
family business.
And I'm not going to be a burden anymore. I'm not going to burden y'all with
when he could have been the solution, he winds up feeling like he's being the burden.
Yeah.
Back to dudes are A, sometimes they're irrational, and B, they're
impulsive.
So irrational and impulsive are two not good things to be in the same place at the same time.
But the thing, I guess my whole point about that is, or my circle of thought is, when a man fails, and here's the thing. I got hit by a fucking hurricane, okay? It wasn't like the business was failing. The business was flourishing.
Well, you need to explain, too, because you sold it. People would be confused if they don't know the history, but he made a bunch of money, sold the business, but then he started another one, and that's the one that got wiped out.
Yeah, no. So what happened was we live in Fort Worth, Texas, or up in the DFW Metroplex, and I had a concrete plant here that made a lot of money, very successful. But I also had a house down on the coast, and I had a offshore boat that I took people. I used to run an offshore charter service, taking people deep sea fishing. So I was down there so much, and a lot of my crew up here always went down there with me, or it was a rotation of people going in and out. That I kept saying, I was like, if we're going to be down here so much, we need to be working. Like we need to put a plan up. So I bought the land, got the permits, blah, blah, blah. That's when the other company came in and bought me out, and I made a boatload. Well, then all my employees were like, well, shit, man. It's nice that you just made all this money, but we were kind of looking forward to moving down south to the coast. And I was like, well, here's the deal. I'll build it. I'll pay for it, but y'all are moving down there. I'm not moving down there, and I'm not driving down there every day. So we ended up doing it. Okay. And it was a wild success. Everything was great.
Right up till it wasn't.
Right. Right. Hell, I had Victoria. I had Houston, San Antonio, McKinney, Weatherford, and Austin. I had 6 plots of land, and all those cities were, because I was in the, excuse me, I was in the roll-off dumpster business too. And we had those cans everywhere, parked at those locations. And so that's what he's saying, is that's the but
yeah, I didn't want people to be confused. You sold it, but then you lost it. But how did it was 2 different.
Yeah,
it was like boom boom back to back.
2 different ventures. But I started it because I wanted to fulfill the what I promised my employees. They were let down, and I had the money to do it, and we did it. And
then a hurricane came and rained for 5 days, and everything sank.
Fuck, yeah.
Washed out, sank.
But what my point, I'm trying to figure out what my point was. Okay, so we're gonna go back to, okay, so yeah. So that's the story on that. Hope that makes sense. We probably should have touched on this before we went to the suicide thing.
I'll do that, and then we can blend them together if they overlap.
Yeah, they'll blend. Same thing. Men are 3 times more likely to become alcoholics than women. And it's the pressure game again. We're always in the pressure cooker, man.
Well, some women too, they can drink 3 beers and be hammered, or dudes can drink 18 beers and get a DWI going to the beer store because they ran out.
Right.
I'm not saying some women can't, they got a hollow leg. They can drink like fish. But in my experience, it just seems like, yeah, women, they just don't have the tolerance, and then they'll feel like shit in the morning, and they're smart enough to go, man, this blows. Where dudes will just fight through it and do it again.
Yeah.
And
give me another beer.
Yeah. And also, like if you've got an alcoholic male in the family, women kind of pick up on that and go, I don't want to be like Uncle Joe, where the dudes are like, I can't wait. Yeah, fucking drinking with Uncle Joe
Joe's
would be
fucking
cool.
awesome, yeah.
Yeah, let's go drinking with Uncle Joe. And so there may be some DNA inherited shit going on with that. There might be to some degree. But
I think it's definitely inherited. For sure.
or it predisposes you to take it and run. See, because like I know some alkies that they got to drink and they're going to drink, and I mean they're booze hounds, and here, you want a beer? I can't drink a beer. Liquor gets me there quicker, and like, well, I'm just going to kind of drink some beer for a while, and and I'm probably an alky to some degree. Like, it's 10 o'clock. I probably ought to go home, or I shouldn't have another one. And, but the music sounds good. And what the hell, and 3-4 beers later, it's like, yeah, I probably really ought to go to bed. And then the next morning, you're like, oh, it's them last 4 beers.
Yeah. No, I think you're more of a binger.
Yeah.
I'm a steady.
I'll clear my schedule to drink, like for the next day. So
I won't.
Yeah, I'll clear my schedule.
I won't.
I'll have some hangover time in there.
No, I won't.
I'll plan accordingly.
No. I'm just more of the steady. I know the steady. I know the level I need to get to have a good night's sleep. That's what I do.
I love music when I'm drinking. I mean, once I get the tunes going, oh yeah, I'll just settle in and just, music just sounds 10 times better when I got a buzz going.
Oh God, well, yeah.
Well, and I love music so much, then the hook is set.
Yeah, but okay, so
I think women. They might have got the butt end, like there are women that'll wear a dude out. Like she'll get drunk and wear a dude out with doing stupid shit. But it's generally the other way around. Like the woman in the relationship, if it's a couple, they're like, man, somebody's got to stay sober because, old freaking knucklehead's capable of,
yeah, derailing us tonight.
Yeah, drinking and driving or this or that, or he's going to want to shoot pool until midnight, and, we both got to get up. And they just seem, because they're running the house, especially if there's kids involved or something.
Oh, if there's kids involved, that's what they're all over.
So, see, the dude can, he'll let it rip, and mom will take care of the house. She's like, well, I don't mind taking care of the house, but being hungover and doing it sucks.
Okay,
so there might be some to that.
But I mean that's just normal. That's normal life and drinking and all that. I'm talking about why men become alcoholics. Why do they become?
Because their wife handles up on the daily business and they're free to drink.
Not that
all the time they want, or longer than they should, and then it becomes a habit. And then
if they got a good woman, they can do that. But if they got a bad woman, the pressure of keeping that thing together. You're looking at it on the good end, because that's how I had it. I had a designated driver and all that with my ex-wife. He was like, "Oh yeah, if he wants to drink, let him." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, man, I'll marry you." Yeah. But I'm talking about alcoholics.
Okay.
I don't think you're not an alcoholic, and I'm not. I guess you could call me an alcoholic, or you might, by definition, because I have a drink every day. Sometimes not, but I'm just saying. I'm talking about people that
Jones and
they like the real full blown, like, just they depend. I don't depend on alcohol. I depend on it to let me go to sleep. So that's what I'm saying. You could probably put me in that category.
You're self-medicating.
Yeah,
because you're using it for.
But here's the thing, though. But if I need to quit, or if I don't need to drink, or I don't want to drink, it's not a big deal. I don't get shakes. I don't get the fucking weirdo shit going on. It's just like, all right, I'm just not, just not going to sleep as good as I did last night. That's
when I was a kid, I always thought that was just some made up shit, like the pink elephants and all of that, When I was like 10, 12 years old, you hear stories about that. And you're like, nah, that's some Santa Claus wizard, that's some weird shit. That ain't true.
Well, no,
I think it is true.
It is. No,
it is true.
It is true, because the another captain that I fished with, His name was Captain Kirk. And I'm telling you, dude, this guy, when he had to get off the alcohol, he had to like go somewhere just to. But he drank to get over what he drank the night before. So he'd show up at the boat first thing in the morning, just fucking hammered, because he's drinking off the hangover from the night before.
Yeah, that's when you're in trouble. Chain drinking.
Yeah. And
the hair of the dog, you know, you don't gotta have the hair of the dog. No, you need some fucking breakfast.
And some water.
Yeah, water and breakfast.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I never have woken up in the morning and felt like, man, I need a fucking beer.
No, I need like if I'm a weekend bash or something, I gotta get another beer base going. You know, I need some breakfast, an omelet, or some frickin' hash browns. I need something in my gut to pour beer on top of again. I just can't pour beer on an empty stomach. It's like, geez. Well, maybe that's something else too. An alky like that, their diet totally sucks. They don't eat, they don't eat worth a shit. And if they do, it's a burger, once a day. So their diet's horrible. Maybe that's got something to do with the never-ending cycle of.
Well, they say that alcohol, you're not addicted to the alcohol. You're not addicted to the alcohol, and you're not addicted. Well, you might be. My thing for me is the buzz. It's the relaxation. It's the. Okay, that's what I like. But what the experts say is that you're not addicted to alcohol. You're addicted to sugar. Is what you're addicted to. That's what they're addicted to. Is their body, because that's what happens with alcohol. Is your body processes it like sugar.
But see, I kind of get up when I'm drinking. It kind of gives me more of a boost than it gives me.
Well, sugar gives me a boost.
Than more than knocks me out in the chair or makes me a lazy ass. I don't get lazy when I'm drinking. I kind of get more peppy.
So do I. But it allows me to be peppy but relaxed.
So physically you get peppy, but mentally you get relaxed.
Yes. Yeah. No. When I like around here at night, man, I'm doing things. I'm doing things. But then when it's time to go to bed, just go to bed and done. But what the experts say is that your body is addicted to sugar. That's what makes you crave, like alcoholics when they're alcoholics. You're addicted to sugar. You're not, because that's how your body processes it, is as sugar.
Eat some cheesecake, skip a shot.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't do good for your aorta, your cholesterol might shoot to the moon, but at least instead of having a glass of water every other drink, like they say, have some cheesecake.
Cheesecake's actually healthy for you, man. Cheese is good.
Yeah. I love that shit. Good old New York style creamy cheesecake with a big old wad of ice cream on it.
Yeah, some key lime pie cheesecake. Man, I'm a key lime pie guy.
Are you?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I just go with the basic. But anyway, I want to tie into back to the suicide thing. How come whenever you hear like a murder-suicide with an old couple, it's the man kills his wife and then he kills himself? You never hear about the old lady killing the dude and then killing herself. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but they've been married 60 years, they're 80 years old, and the dude's probably, maybe the wife's not in good shape or something. But hell, man, women, what is it, like 4 out of 5 80-year-olds are women or something? I mean, dudes drop over long before they, their wife does in general.
Well, it's because we fucking work harder.
And we drink. We do stupid shit.
No, it's because that's what this whole thing's about, is how hard it is to be a man. It's fucking hard to be a man.
Like 100-year-old people, there's a lot of 100-year-olds around, more than used to be. It's got to be 90-10 women to men.
For sure.
It's got to be.
For sure. When you don't have any fucking stress and you got some dude that yeah, I mean, like, I'll use my grandparents as an example. My dad's dad and mom. That woman never even drove a car her whole life. Her whole life. You would ask her, like, why do you not drive? Why do I need to drive? You don't want a driver's license? What is that? Jim takes care of everything.
We'll see. So maybe somebody like
And she
that.
just sat on her fucking ass and smoked cigarettes all fucking day. She used to smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day.
And live forever.
She lived longer than him.
Yeah.
So, man, it's a wild it's a wild fucking.
Life is wild.
It is. It's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, my wife's gonna live to be 90. She eats healthy, works out, doesn't drink. She'll have a wine cooler, every once in a while or something, and
That's like big time.
yeah, she might have 2 or 3 with her friends. They yuck it up like they're like at a keg.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I had 3. Their blood out. They can get pulled over, not even get a DWI. They don't even drink enough to get a DWI.
Oh, girl, I'm so drunk.
But if you don't drink a lot, your your tolerance.
Yeah.
So maybe that's another part of the thing, dudes. We got such a high tolerance, so then we got to keep going and going and going, and before you know it,
No, I think we're just fucking stupid.
well, there's that. I mean, there is that part.
Yeah, we're just fucking boneheads.
But like I used to drink Coors Light all the time, and people are like, man, why do you drink that shit? It's water. It's like, because I'm on a golf course and it's 105 fucking degrees. We're playing 27 holes. We started at 11 o'clock, in the afternoon. It's 105 at noon. I got people screaming at me to drink water, so I'll just drink water beer. So kill 2 birds with 1 stone, for God's sakes.
Yep.
But what, are you going to be out there drinking a Grolsch or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some, Labatt's.
Yeah, that blue. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's 100 degrees out, man. I mean, you got to drink some water. I mean, it's buzz management, got to figure it out a little bit, There's dudes out there with a flask, they're drinking freaking Fireball and shit. It's like, oh my God, what the hell is wrong with you?
And they think they're perfectly normal.
Yeah, more or less. Good God.
I remember I was playing golf one time, and it's just the shit that goes on golf courses is insane to begin with.
It's hilarious.
It is. The shit that people do. I'll never forget these 2 guys that they were playing in front of us, and somehow they picked up the cart girl, or she just got off work and got on their cart, but she was fucking drunk, dude. I mean, just hammered.
Yeah, you're driving a beer wagon all day. I mean, why not nip into it?
Yeah, but no, she.
Oh God.
They left her because she was being stupid. I mean, she was getting fucking stupid, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna practice one more chip, and we're gonna do this before the next hole." And they just ran to the cart and fucking left her, and she's standing on the green going, "What the fuck am I supposed to do?" and they were like, "Well, fucking walk that fucking drunk fucking ass off." Because she was almost falling out of the cart every time that they'd go around, they'd hit a corner, and all of a sudden she's, ah! It's like, good God, woman. It just, yeah, no.
There's a golf course, and I could tell you the name of it, and I could tell you the tee box it was on, but I'm not, and you'll know why when I get done telling this. But they were running a whorehouse out of there, and it was, yeah, and it was it was like, hey, you want to come back? You know, your round's almost over. You want to come back? Because these girls would be out there. I've seen them a bunch of times, but they'd be like, they'd strike up a conversation, you know, and they could tell who was candidates and who weren't candidates, you know.
Well, hell yeah, they know how to tell who's candidates or not. Women ain't fucking
yeah,
stupid.
and so you know, the small talk, it'd get a little, you know, it'd either stay small talk or it'd get kind of heated quick, you know. And you know, dudes, they're bold, and you know, some idiot would go, you know, well, yeah, why don't I just come back, you know, or how long are you gonna be there? Or any, I won't be here long enough for you, and oh yeah, and you know, and then the game was on, you know. It's like, oh dear God, but they got busted. that went on for probably 2 years, maybe somewhere in there. Yeah.
Now, was this a house on the golf course?
Yeah.
Or where were they at?
Right by a tee box, right on a tee box. So the dudes are, you know, 15, 20 feet from the fence, and they're on the other side of the fence in their bikinis.
Oh, fuck. Are you serious?
Yeah.
How old were they?
They're all different ones. I mean, there's kind of a
mix.
Well, it was a business they were running out of there. It wasn't always the same girls.
Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. Well, I'll tell you what what I used to do. I used to live on the number 9 tee box on Whitestone when I first got married. And dude, me and my buddy would sit out there, and people would pull up, and I was like, you know.
So you can see how this would work.
Yeah, no, I sold beer out of my backyard. You know, you want to pay $6 a beer, you want to pay $4. What do you want to pay? I got them right here, ice fucking cold. And I did. I sold the shit out of it, man.
There was a place down on Tennyson that did that. They got busted eventually, but yeah. But they were running it literally like it was. See, here's what it was too. They had 2 courses down there, and one of them, the ninth hole, went back to the clubhouse. But the other course, once you went out, you didn't go back to the clubhouse until 18. It just disappeared. So they were on like the 10th hole or something. So people, once they realized that they couldn't buy, you know, we'll just get some beer at the turn, they're like, where the fuck's the clubhouse? And, oh, fuck it, don't go back to the clubhouse. Well, then there was a trailer park sitting there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a house, so nobody could really nail them, you know, because they could just disappear back in the trailer park.
Yeah.
And it was a smoking deal. They could have charged more than they were. I bought beer from them a bunch of times.
Yeah, no, well, in the clubhouse at Whitestone, if you ever go back there.
I've seen the house. I've seen this house you're talking about.
Yeah, my house is directly, if you look out the window, it was directly.
Oh, they'd see you all day with some binoculars.
I didn't give a
take
fuck.
Much.
I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, because the hole went down and it came back, and then yep, I know exactly where you're at, right on that corner.
Yeah.
You showed me that or told me about that house. I ain't played there in a long time, but they used to run some smoking deals. It was like $24 with a card or something.
Well, I know it's because I think they bought Lost Creek, and that's why Lost Creek went under, is because they were whoring themselves out.
Too many people selling beer on the over the fence. Hey, I got a golf story. This got nothing to do with most men or nothing. Yeah, maybe I can tie it into a most man.
Yeah, go ahead, because I got to take a piss.
All right, this is great. So my buddy Jim, whose last name will not be mentioned here. So we're playing this par 3, and it was a skinny par 3, but there were all these trees on the right, and it was going over a river. And so it's like the 14th hole or something, and we're in a tight match. So I can't just give him a stroke that he don't deserve. So he kind of shanks it off to the right, and it goes up in these trees. So we go down there, and I said, you went in right over here, so you got to take your drop. But where I was telling him to take his drop, he couldn't see the green. So he was going to have to chip sideways to even hit his ball over. So he's like, oh, no, I went in over here. So he's trying to go like 20 feet to the left. So he's got the angle, so he'd be 1 in, 2 out, hitting 3 on the green. I'm like, no, you went in over here, so you're 1 in, 2 here. Now you got to hit sideways 3. I don't give a shit what you do, but you're not taking your ball over there. You went in here. So we're arguing about where this ball went in, and we're about 3 feet apart, and his ball with his mark on it falls out of the tree right between us and lands exactly where I told him he needed to take his drop. And I said, there's your ball. The good news is you ain't got a stroke penalty. Now hit your ball. But that just sounds like such a bullshit story because it's so ridiculous. I seen Johnny Piano hit a ball coming one way. It was a par 5. I was up ahead. This guy off a tee box, and I watched these balls collide. Johnny's hitting a 3-wood, laying up over on this par 5. This guy off this tee box hits his ball, and I literally watched these balls collide. And the ball goes winging over there, and I'm trying to tell the guy off the tee box, get his attention. His ball's over here. They're ignoring me, and finally, I've screamed enough. They drive over, and I go, your ball's over here. He goes, no, it ain't. I hit it down there. And I said, I'm telling you, your ball's back over here. And the guy driving could tell I wasn't giving up. And he goes, maybe we should go look. I said, yeah, you better go look because your ball's over there. And he went, and his ball was over there, and the dude shit his pants. But how the hell 2 balls can collide in midair? Well, with Johnny Piano involved, anything's possible. But so those are probably 2 of my craziest golf stories as far as just ball. I mean, as far as drunken stupidity and cart girl. She got her cart stuck up on 2 wheels. It was falling in the ditch. We all ran over there and literally were hanging onto the cart to keep it from tumbling over into the water. That one was out there. Shit. I could tell thousands of them.
Bet you do got thousands of them.
Oh, dear. I'd probably forgot more than most people that ever. Shit, when you play golf for, 50 years, you're going to see some crazy shit.
Oh, dude.
Hell, I had a dog pick my ball up one time and run and put it in the fucking hole. That was unique. I guess the guy owned
What kind of dog was it?
Man, I was real young. It was just a dog that picked my ball up and put it in the hole. But it was right before dusk, and I was out there with my dad. And what I think it was
Does that count as a stroke?
Well, that would probably fall under some rule where you got to put it back where it started. But I think what it was that the dude would come out after, right before dark, and he'd chip and putt around and fuck around on the course. So he had his dog with him, and he probably trained his dog to do that. So the dog probably wasn't normally unleashed out on the course,
Yeah.
But that was probably the guys, teach Fido to put the ball in the hole. But yeah, that one was a little much.
Well,
I think I counted it as just being in the hole. I think my dad let me slide because I was probably shooting 112.
Oh, well, hell yeah, your dad's going to let you slide. Why wouldn't he?
But it was ridiculous.
I'd let my son slide on some stuff, but, man, I'm hard on him on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we got a pool table at my house there. When my sons were growing up, I would not let them beat me shooting pool. My wife would even go, why don't you let them win every once in a while? No, I wouldn't do it. And then finally, when Paul started beating me occasionally, man, it was, it meant something to him because he knew damn well I wasn't freaking no, and I think it was like, did you let me win? I probably let him hang, and I probably didn't say, hell no. I probably went, yeah, we'll see. I don't, I probably played it right down the middle without really fessing up. But we'd play 10 games, and then he'd win 1, and then, he'd win 2 over the years, Now he might be able to win 3, but no more than that. I still take him 7 out of 10.
I'm ready. I want to meet this kid. I've never met him.
No, you met Paul. You're talking about Steve.
Steve. No, I know. Yeah, okay. Sorry, Paul.
Yeah, you met Paul out there at Jacksboro Highway or something. We went out there.
Yeah, Paul. I've seen Paul several times.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Steve. I've never met Steve.
Yeah. We just golfed Monday. He's a lefty. God, can he hit the ball 1,000,000 miles and has no idea where the hell it's going. So, but yeah, we'll hook that up. You need a little Steve time.
Yeah.
You'll crack up on him, man. He's unique, man. He's cool. He's got all his Arkansas. He went to Arkansas, so that's where you got your McPickle koozie from.
Is he a John Daly fan?
Yeah. Everybody up there is.
Jesus Christ, man. John Daly has become a legend, dude. He's a legend.
He's got
now.
that beard going now. Looks like Jeremiah Johnson or something.
Yeah, but dude,
Caveman golf.
he has became a fucking legend. Have you checked out any of his music yet?
I have. It's on Spotify. I listened to it a few years back when I first heard that.
I'm the one that told you about it. You were like,
was it?
Yes. You were like, John Daly's got an album out, and I was like, yes.
Yeah, I listened to it. It's been a while, but I think I might even saved one or two of the songs as like on my favorites, just because springing that on somebody that likes country, because it's pretty countryed out.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one it sings about golf. Oh, the one that I really like, it sings about golf, but it uses all these golf terms, but it's not necessarily about golf. I mean, it's, keeping it down the middle and this and that. And, so it's all these references to life using golf terms, but it's not like, doesn't talk about sand traps and, putting but it's, hazards and, everything in the song could be not about golf, but it is. So that's pretty cool stuff.
I think he's a pretty smart guy. I think he's figured out how to market himself, or you know what I mean, use what his what's the word for it?
He's playing the hand he's dealt. He's playing it well.
His persona. He's playing his persona.
Yeah.
He's a Hooters man, beer drinking man,
smoking,
fucking
smoking on the golf course.
I don't drink water. I drink. He's like, all I drink is Diet Coke. And they're like, well, how many Diet Cokes do you drink a day? Oh, like 15, 18. I hate water. That's what he said. He said, I hate water. I'll never drink water.
Yeah.
He said McDonald's has always had the best Diet Coke to me that I've ever had. I always go to McDonald's when I want a Diet Coke. That's like, fuck, dude.
Do you know Coke actually has a special McDonald's mixture? This is true. I know this from working on those refrigerated machines.
What? Okay. Well, whoa.
There's a Coke.
Coca-Cola or Diet Coke?
Coca-Cola. Well, I'm assuming Diet Coke probably has, but they do something different, slightly different to those bags of syrup that go in those machines. McDonald's there's a special something or the other that you can't get you can't get McDonald's Coke anywhere other than McDonald's. It tastes different than any other Coke out of a CO2 dispenser deal.
That's crazy.
How about that?
But here's the thing, though. It does matter, though. Think about all those gas stations, how they don't maintain any of that shit. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck what it tastes like, except for Quick Trip or somebody that Buc-ee's or somebody like that. They give a fuck.
Hey, I gotta hit the room here in a second, but let me finish a John Daly thought for you. So he got famous by winning the British Open. That was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know he won the British Open. I don't know if he won the PGA first. Anyway, he won 2 majors. And I'm fucking up here. But anyway, I think it was the British Open, but it was probably the PGA. Anyway, he was the third or fourth, he was the last alternate. And Nick Price, who I really liked as a golfer.
Yeah,
I like Nick Price. He dropped out. And Nick Price dropping out bummed me out because I like Nick Price. And that's how John Daly got in, who I'd never heard of before. And then John Daly won the fucking tournament as the last alternate to get in. And it was a major. So then that allowed him, so the way the PGA rules are, you get 10 years of exemptions in all the majors after you win a major, because they figure you're worth the shit if you won a major. So I think if you come in second place, you get 3 years in that one. There's all these different freaking rules. But anyway, who knows if John Daly would have ever been John Daly if it wasn't for Nick Price dropping out of that.
Man,
Yeah. So it makes me like Nick Price even more, because Nick Price was cool. He was solid, you know. He was.
No, he's just a cool
He
customer.
always had his. I liked his hair, you know.
Yeah,
and
no, he was always cool, man.
he was.
He was always cool.
Solid player for sure. Great ball striker, as they say. That term always drove me nuts for some fucking reason.
What a great
Driver of the golf ball. Man, what the hell is with golf frickin' announcers, man?
Well, it's announcers period. Dude.
We need some frickin' American announcers. Like, oh, let's get these English people that use these English terms for golf. You know, oh, he played too much borrow on that putt. Nobody talks like that around here. Maybe have that guy do the thing over there in England or something, man. Get us some American dude to get John Daly to do it. You know, hell, smoking cigarettes and yeah, announcers drive me batshit crazy. Hell, I was watching the Stars game last night, and the goalie had no idea where the puck was. I mean, it was right in front of him, and then there's some skates got in there, and he knew it. He's looking. Well, it scooched underneath him. He's looking like this. He's looking all over, and I say to Renee, I go, he doesn't. Well, then they finally blew it dead. I go, he had no idea where that puck was, and then the announcer goes, that was great puck awareness. It was. He didn't know where the fucking puck was. It just happened to go underneath him. If he knew where it was, why is he doing this shit instead of getting on the fucker? Because he's got the other teams in there fucking, you know, ready to hack on it. So announcers, they're paid to talk. They're not paid to say anything.
No.
I'd be pissed.
Take your headphones off before you rip them
the
off.
wire out.
Yeah, you rip the whole fucking thing off the table.
Put it on my bill.
Yeah.
I got something to say about anything.
Did you get your fucking hair cut or what's that? Because you are.
I don't know what I got going there.
Yeah, you're
About a couple weeks ago.
like Doc off of Back to the Future.
Well, I'll tell you what it was. I took a shower last night, and this morning I got up and had to blaze out, and so my hair was kind of a piece of work to begin with. So that's why I got the hair working. At least it's attached, you know.
Yeah. You got the Trump head going on.
Yeah, I don't got orange hair.
Spray tan.
Orange man bad or something. They say. First time I heard him call the orange man, I cracked up.
Have you ever seen him do the YMCA dance on the stage? When he's doing
Yeah, it's so lay. It's fucking, yeah. It's
he's just up there doing
cringy.
Yeah, it's fucking, Jesus Christ.
You got to have some balls to do that.
Oh, yeah. I just don't think he gives a fuck.
No, not really.
He doesn't.
No. Why would you?
No, that's what they pulled. Some photographer had him on in Mar-a-Lago, and you could tell how fucking white and pasty he is. He is fucking pasty.
Well, he wears a suit all the time, you know.
No, I'm talking about his face. I'm talking about his face.
Can you? Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't have too much of a tan going. Hell, I don't even know if he plays
no,
shorts when he golfs.
No, he's all
slacks or something.
Yeah, slacks and no. Oh, Jesus Christ! I've got a couple on him.
Billionaire, you can have air-conditioned pants.
Yeah, he didn't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck.
You're 78 years old. You're a billionaire. What? Yeah. What the hell?
Okay, but here's the what I was going to say about him is it's just like him and Elon Musk. They showed a picture of both of them, how white they are, like pasty. And it's like, this is what you want your billionaire to look like, because this motherfucker's working. He ain't out in the fucking sun. This is what a fucking billionaire looks like. They're fucking white and pasty. They ain't out there. They're not out there enjoying soaking up the sun, man. They're fucking working.
Yeah.
You know, but they've made some memes about him, about Trump, about they caught him on his course in Mar-a-Lago. And you know, they're asking, of course, reporters asking stupid ass fucking questions. And he was just like, I can't say nothing. I don't want to get in trouble. you know, every time I talk, I get in trouble. And he's just like getting in his bag, like, you know, I'm answering your fucking question, but get the fuck out of my way. And if I say what I want to say, I'm going to get in trouble. I want to get in trouble.
I laughed my ass off when Rachel Madcow on MSLSD there some years ago, when Trump was president, and she said they were playing golf. And he was playing golf with somebody, you know, whoever the hell it was, or a group, and she said he hit his ball in the water, and he said, I'm going to hit another one, and he hit another golf ball. Who does that? Like,
Jesus,
I swear to God this is true. You people out there, if you think I'm lying, you go find this. So she either knows nothing about golf, or she knows nothing about golf, or she's a stupid bitch that knows nothing about golf.
No,
It was unfucking believable. The hissy fit she fucking threw about him hitting another ball. You know, if you're gambling and the guy takes a mulligan, no, hey, wait a minute. If you're out there fucking around, hit 8 fucking balls. Hit them in the houses. I mean, do whatever the fuck you want. But the indignation she had that he had the balls to go, yeah, I'm going to hit another one. Fuck that one. I mean, was he cheating on his handicap? I mean, was he putting this in his grint, you know, his USGA handicap? You know, did he play from the right tees? Did he mark his ball properly? He's out there fucking around with a bunch of people, and he hit a shitty shot, and he's like, fuck that. I'll just hit another one. If you're not gambling or you're not keeping score, hit 6 of them. Who gives a flying rat's ass?
Here's the beauty of this. The internet. We don't have to listen to them motherfuckers anymore.
That's right. I used to listen to her for irritainment value, but they're still paying her like $5 million to do nothing. The libs want her so bad because she's Queen Lib.
Oh, she's just a fucking idiot. Just a fucking idiot.
And then, I got one for you. So they asked somebody, it might have been Paul Ryan, when he was the Speaker of the House or whatever the hell he was. And somebody asked him what bands he listened to, or what's on your iPod or something. And he goes, I listen to this. I listen to some Zeppelin and this. And she said, Zeppelin. It's Led Zeppelin. He doesn't even know the band's name. I swear to God this is true. She was ragging him for calling Led Zeppelin Zeppelin.
Jesus.
So she's either totally clueless or she knows her audience is totally clueless.
That whole fucking thing is planned, dude. CNN, MSNBC, all those, it's even Fox. Look what happened to Tucker Carlson, man.
Yeah, they're all pieces of work.
Yeah, Bud Light and Fox are going to be the biggest fucking stock losers of the fucking year. They're getting their fucking ass handed to them. And here's the thing. What they don't understand is Tucker's going to go on the fucking internet. He's going to go on Rumble. And he's going to make 50,000 times what he ever made there. And his audience is just going to...
Yeah, look at Bill O'Reilly when he left. They're like, oh, yeah, he was disgraced. They run him off. And that dude's probably living the life of Riley. He's probably thinking, why the hell was I putting up with that stupid shit wearing a suit?
Yeah. But no, Bill O'Reilly's fucking killing it right now.
I didn't know anything about, podcast. I never listened to podcasts. I'm not a computer person. I don't even know how to find a podcast. I literally was on a podcast before I ever listened to my first podcast. I was on here doing this with you, and then I went and found how to find podcasts. Now I listen to them all the time. Fucking great. What the hell do I put up with? And then my kid turned me on to Netflix. So at the house, so now I'm watching, documentaries, and I watched the avalanche on Mount Everest, and I read a book or two about Mount Everest. Some doctor from Dallas.
Welcome to 2023, Tim.
Yeah. So, yeah, I used to be glued to the TV. I mean, now it's just a monitor, you know.
But I don't even watch my TV except for Netflix.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm watching Netflix. I mean, I still watch sports. Not that I watch the NBA anymore. I watch me some hockey, and I'm a Rangers fan. I like baseball except for the fact they moved the All-Star game, so I don't go to games anymore. So they can have that. They could give me a ticket to a baseball game and make a fortune on my beer drinking, but they're too stupid. They should have that'd be a good minor league promotion. You know how minor leagues have crazy promotions? Be like free to get in, but, 6 beer minimum. You know, you got to sign something saying you're not driving home. I was at a Mavericks game. Some years ago. I used to have season tickets. Then they won the championship, and it was like, well, I should ever come back to this shit again. But they had a table for a designated driver. So my buddy went in to piss, and I said, I'll get us a couple beers. So I'm waiting for him to come out of the pisser, because if you do it right, the line of the pisser grows quicker than the beer line does. So I got the beers quicker. So I turn around, they gave you like a keychain or a flashlight or something if you signed up to be a designated driver. So I go over there, I set my 2 beers down, and I start signing up to be the designated driver. And this woman goes,
Sir,
do you know how this works? And I said, yeah, I'm the designated driver because I'm the soberest one.
Yeah.
And she didn't like that. So I picked up my 2 beers and walked off. Little did she know I was going to give one to my buddy, but she thought I was double fisting it.
But what the funny thing, it's not the funny thing, but what the fucked up thing is that that's how our society used to be. People got your jokes. It's just like, ha, ha, ha. You know what I mean? Like, I used to, every time that I walked through a parking lot or going across the street, I acted like I was dragging my leg. I mean, excuse me, dragging my fucking leg here. I'm crippled. And people are like, hey, man, just do it. Whatever you got to do. And my ex-wife was like,
I like it.
Every time at Lowe's or Home Depot, every time we went, if there was a car coming, I'd get up there and I'd start dragging my leg.
That's so ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was fucking classic.
Oh my God. I might need to use that.
Oh, it's awesome. Do it. I'm telling you. And it's not that hard to just, because what you just drag it, step on it, take another step.
Oh yeah,
drag it. Yeah. Yeah. And people are like, they're rolling on the window. Are you all right, sir? And it's like, I'm doing the best that I can.
I could use $5.
Yeah. And a bottle of water. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Next time I go to Home Depot, I got to get like 500 pounds of wood or something. I'll just do the leg drag. See if I could get Boy Scout troop load my truck.
Oh dear God! I got fucking hit up by the Boy Scouts the other day at Lowe's. They were selling beef jerky. They were selling beef jerky sticks for. I mean, they were little bitty fucking things, and I was like, all right. I'm a sucker for Girl Scout cookies and Boy Scout shit. Ever since fucking Jace fucked over the Boy Scout of America, fucking. Whatever he was the most understanding guy ever. But no, this is the shittiest beef jerky I've ever had in my life.
Oh no!
They're like, sir, we're selling beef jerky. Would you like? I was like, yeah, give me one of each. And
beef jerky's expensive as hell anywhere, but
dude, dude, that's better than the beer game. Beef jerky is. Because here's the thing, because everybody's keto now. And beef jerky is the main snack.
Mm-hmm. I used to eat it so much my teeth would hurt. Just it'd be like the next day, like, oh my God, my teeth. It's like it felt like my teeth were loose and my molars were loose in my gums. You're like, oh, I gotta take a vacation from that. You can just suck on it too. You ain't really got to chew on it, right off the bat. Just make that shit last. I mean, it's freaking $30 a pound or more, or whatever the hell. Hell, I don't even know anymore.
Man, it's definitely a game, man.
Well, I got that smokehouse thing out the last exit before my lake house out there in East Texas, and they got some smokehouse, and they've got 50 different kinds of, bison jerky and turkey jerky and you name it. And it's all expensive as hell. I ain't bought any in a while.
And you barely get anything.
But I'd rather just get basic, beef jerky. See, I'm a simple guy. I drink light beer. I eat regular cheesecake. I eat unspiced up, tricked up beef jerky. And I'm happy as hell. I don't need, hell, I could eat a baked potato with nothing on it and be happy. Jesus, you're winning. I'm like a dung beetle. Nobody wants to steal your shit.
No, hey, well, it's just like the pickle game, man. I'm telling you, pickles. You stop in a gas station, those jars of pickles they're fucking $9, and there's 50 cents worth of cucumbers in there, and maybe 75%
the jar costs more than the fucking pickles and the juice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, so what do you think? Think we covered everything?
Yeah, we covered suicide and golf and,
Well, here's my message to y'all is that, look, I've been through pure hell. I know what it feels like, and I understand why people contemplate it. It can get better. I promise.
I always figured I'd go dig wells in Africa or something before I ever killed myself. They'll feed you. Hey, join a pilgrimage over there, some religious deal, go over there. They'll feed you, dig some wells, hang out, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go to like Montana and, freeze. I got to go where it's warm, Africa. I go dig a well in Africa.
Oh, it's warm and it's fucking humid there too.
I need to take some bug spray with me.
Bug spray and water.
Get bit by some.
Or some pickle juice.
You're digging a well. Make you dig faster.
Pickle juice will get you fucking hydrated faster than water will.
Yeah. But we're joking, but we're being serious. A lot of times too. That we're trying to be educational at the same time of being informational. But we've got a lot of experience between us on a lot of things that have gone on, and life is crazy and life is stupid and life is hard, but life is great. And just don't whip your own ass. And if something's tearing you up, let go of the rope. If something's whipping your ass, don't play with it.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Well, I let go of the rope and I went to church.
You did let go of the rope.
I did. I'm telling you, man. And I'm telling you, it was fucking awesome, dude. And I can't wait to get more. And I've never been number one, 2, 3. Number one, I've never been, God's always had my back. I know he has. 2, I thought that I'd never be in front of this right here, the camera. And 3, I never in my life thought I'd be on social media. But here I am. But this is the new wave, man. The way things are going.
Yeah, Mark's not a holy roller, but he got a taste, so
no, dude,
I like it.
No, I'm telling you, and I'm not sitting here preaching or anything like that, but I'm just telling you, it takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes just to walk in there and say, hey, thank you. I appreciate you. I know you have my back. Thank you for having my back. And all my shit, I just want to dump right here.
He's got a big dumpster, boy. You can take it.
Boy, he does have a big dumpster.
You can't fill it up.
No, not me. Thought I could.
He'll just get another one even if you did.
Shit, he's got more.
He's got what he needs.
He's the biggest disposal company in the world.
And you know what?
And you walk out with such it may not hit you while you're in there, but it hits you on your drive home to where you just see things. It's the feeling that you get. It's like this. Ooh.
But he wants you to dump your shit in his dumpster. He wants you to.
But that was my problem. I didn't want to dump my shit.
Well, I don't want to bother him, and we're cool. Man, you got to have that in-depth relationship, not the, hey, how's it going? Nah, man, you got to. He'll let you go as deep as you want to go. He hopes you get as deep as you can possibly go.
I'm telling you right now that I've felt it. And I'm liking it.
This will crack you up. My brother's funeral, which is probably not the best thing to get cracked up by, but at my brother's funeral, so the priest comes out, because I'm Catholic as well, and so he's in the ground right there, and my nephew, my brother's son's there, and he's a holy roller, boy. My nephew, he's very, very religious. So everybody's like, thank you, Father. What a great service. Thank you, Father. Oh, that was kind words. Thank you, Father. So he's kind of over there talking to me and my nephew, and I go, bless you, Father. And my nephew about shit his pants. He's like, anyway, so, he goes, man, you can't say bless you to a priest. I'm like, why not? Why not? Why can't I ask Jesus or God or what to bless this man? What, has this guy got the market cornered on he can only shovel out the blessings? No. I want to bless the dude, and I'm asking Jesus to bless the dude. He's a human being. He's a priest, but he's a man. He ain't got the market cornered on only blessing us.
Well, no, but he
probably bless his ass.
And he probably appreciated it.
I bet you he did, but my nephew, being so structured that, oh, no, you can't say that.
Why not?
Yeah, I can. Because I just did.
And I'll say it again.
I need to bring that one up to him next time I talk to him. Remember, I blessed the priest? And if he goes, oh, dear God, I need to have the conversation with him. Yeah, man, spread the word. So anyway, I don't know how I could top that one.
No, I don't know how to top that one either. Let's just say tonight that Timmy, the tool man Marin, has been on a roll today. And you have, brother.
All right.
You've been on a roll.
Need some Timmy time.
Always. Speaking of, we're building a channel for Timmy over here to do Timmy time.
If I ever get off my ass and...
Oh, you'll get
I need to audition. See, I need to make some audition tapes. See if Mark will put the blessing on my...
Nah, your audition is here. It's fine. That's what the beauty of this is that there ain't a fucking person.
Well, I'm having to behave myself because it's, I have respect for this man and his channel and his show, and you ought to see me when I get, when I can like remove that filter.
Oh, it's entertaining.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
It's entertaining. I can't wait for it, man. I really can't. So
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right, well, we're starting to get silly. So let's well, we weren't getting silly, but we're getting a little.
Yeah, we cover what we need to. We just got done talking heavy deep about religion. I think we ought to leave it right there before
I think that's a perfect time to leave it. All right, so all of y'all out there, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And thanks for being loyal. Because this is fun. God almighty, it's fun. And we just want to prescribe, or not prescribe, but we want to spread just good messages. That's it. And Because we've been through it, man. We have been through it.
Don't be your own worst enemy. If you're in a funk, make sure you're the one not causing the funk. That's the quickest, easiest way to get out of a funk. Make sure you're not the problem. Don't be blaming other people if it's you. That's what I got to say.
And 9 times out of 10, it is you.
Or some version of it, or
some version of selfishness, or some version of woeness, or
bad decisions,
poor
or
me,
something.
and all this bullshit. No. Just grab yourself by the bootstraps and do it.
And if there's no light at the end of the tunnel, make your own light.
Yeah. We've already written that one down.
I know. It was a perfect time for it.
Yep. Okay. So, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you, everybody. You don't understand how fun this is and how relieving it is, and just how it's this is just a place where you can just, whatever's on your shoulders, just get it off, right? Get it off, okay? So, but what we want you to do, or what I want you to do, or what we want you to do, I don't care. Me, we. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment. We're available on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartMedia, themostmen.com. info@themostmen.com is the email. Let's build better men. That's the goal.